Good afternoon, dear participants to the Second Center for Research and Innovation in Tourism Summer School. My name is Dirk Glaesser and I'm the Director of Sustainable Development of Tourism Department at UNWTO. We here at the World Tourism Organization know that determined and knowledgeable action is much needed to advance sustainability, meaningful and help building resilient society. Before the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2018, 1.4 billion travelers crossed international borders. By 2030, UNWTO forecasts international tourist arrivals to reach 1.8 billion and domestic tourism has an even larger and impressive dimension. How to manage this impressive growth is up to us. Today I want to draw your attention to one of the most pressing issues, climate change. The tourism sector is highly vulnerable to climate change and, at the same time, contributes to it, as tourism operations result in the emissions of greenhouse gas emissions that cause global warming. Threats to the sector are diverse, including extreme weather events, insurance costs, security issues, water scarcity, biodiversity loss, and damage to destination assets and attractions. They can lead to reduced attractiveness of destinations and reduced opportunities for local communities. Destinations, especially as small island developing states, are among the most vulnerable. In December 2019, at an official COP25 site event, UNWTO, in collaboration with the International Transportation Forum, released the research on tourism transport-related emissions that pointed to a 25% increase of CO2 emissions by 2030 from the 2016 baseline levels, against the current ambition scenario. Accelerating climate action, therefore, in tourism is of paramount importance for the sector to move forward in line with the international climate targets. Such targets are set out in the Paris Agreement, limiting global warming to the well below 2 degrees Celsius and pursuing efforts to limit temperature rise further to 1.5 degrees Celsius, and supported by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change Research. Underlying the need to halve global emissions by 2030 and transition to net zero as soon as possible before 2050. UNWTO is committed to strengthening sustainability and the resilience of the tourism sector by increasing the climate ambition of the tourism stakeholders. As the world faces an interrelated health, climate and biodiversity crisis, there is a need to rethink the tourism sector, its interaction with society and other economic sectors, natural resources and ecosystems, and impacts on climate. In preparation for the United Nations Conference of the Parties on Climate Change, COP26, which has been held in Glasgow in November 2021, the Glasgow Declaration has been created to ensure that the tourism sector takes strong action and commits before and after the COP to reduce emissions by at least half over the next decade and to reach net zero emissions as soon as possible before 2050. The Glasgow Declaration defines a clear and coherent sector-wide commitment and approach to climate action over the next decade. The commitments that the Glasgow Declaration proposes to its signatories are endorse the global commitment to at least halve emissions by 2030 and reach net zero by 2050. Deliver climate action plans within the next 12 months of signing up or updating existing plans and implement them. Publicly report on targets on an annual basis and align with the 5 shared pathways to accelerate the transformation capacity of the tourism sector. These are measure, decarbonize, regenerate, collaborate and finance. Work in a spirit of collaboration, share best practices and solutions and disseminate information. Today, there are already more than 600 signatories to the declaration, among them very important players such as Accor, Booking, Expedia, Intrepid, Bata and WTTC. To conclude, I would like to say that we at the World Tourism Organization believe in the power of tourism as an instrument to build a better world for people and planet. I just showed you how this is possible and how we were aligning actions on core issues. Action and implementation is what is most falling short, especially in tourism. I hope you will address this challenge effectively over the next days and help accelerate action in tourism and beyond. I thank you again for the kind invitation and wish you all a wonderful event. Thank you very much.